Hello and welcome to Temperance Tarot. My name is Jessica. I'm so excited to have you here today. So for today, I am going to be doing a sacred exchange reading. I felt led to do this reading because I know that there's a lot of us out there that have felt like we have given everything that we could to see the things that we want to see come forward. And I do feel that a lot of us, especially during this eclipse season, we've just gone through so much and we've given up a lot and we've laid out a lot. But I do feel like there is a reason for the sacred exchange. And I feel like this is because we need to create room, create space, create energy for the things that we want, for the things that we desire. We are going to be reading from two decks today. The first deck is going to be the Thoth deck, which is going to be talking about your current energy. And then we're going to be going into the Rider Waite. And this is going to be the deck that is going to be showing us what is it that we're going to be leaving behind. What is it that Spirit's encouraging you to lay down for that is for you to come forward. So I hope you guys enjoy. Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to your sacred exchange reading. I am so glad that you are here today. So let's see what Spirit has for you today. So I had recorded your reading a couple days ago and my camera died right in the middle of it. So there was a lot of things that came up that I felt were important, but I was trying to decide whether I was going to keep half of that reading and just attach the rest of the reading today. But I feel like maybe that energy that came up that day and the reason why the camera died that day is because it just needed to be cleared from the energy that you're going through right now. Okay. So I felt like I just needed to do a whole new reading. Sagittarius. So, all right, I'm pulling for your current energy right now. And I can see already that this is, all right, that's too many cards. Spirit, can we just get one more card? Let's pull from the bottom. Okay. So I can see that you're actually in a really good place right now. We have the Queen of Disc, we have the Nine of Swords, and we have the Four of Disc. Okay. The only downfall here in this reading so far is the Nine of Swords, but I don't think it's necessarily a bad card in your case right now. You've worked really, really hard. And there's a part of you that is still dealing with a lot of healing. Even though I feel like you've gone through a very dark night of the soul, a lot of shadow work, a lot of deep, deep soul diving, soul searching type of healing, and just releasing. You've just gone through a lot. And I know this also because I'm a Sagittarius myself, so I know how this year has been, and I know that even though a lot of us obviously are going through different situations and different things, I feel that you, Sagittarius, you can relate when I say that this has been difficult but rewarding. And I feel like here, like with the Queen of Disc, the way that you're showing up now, there's something about your current energy that is just so empowering, and you're standing very tall, very proud. And it's taken a lot for you to get to this place. And I know that with the Four of Disc, this queen is definitely carrying a lot of power. There's, I mean, boundaries, there's um some things that you're not willing to compromise anymore. Like, it's taking a lot of work to get here. And I think the reason why the Nine of Swords is here is because it is confirming that this has been painful. This has been, you know, it's cost you a lot, and it's cost you, more than you wanted it to cost, but the payoff has been worth it. You know, I also feel like you're you're very grounded right now. Like, you understand the risk of what you're about to do. You understand the challenges that you're going to face. And even though you've have already faced so many, you know that the work isn't done. And Sagittarius, I just feel like you're someone you're just like, no more BS. You're done with the people pleasing. You're done with the tiptoeing. You're just ready to do what you've been called to do, whatever that is. And I feel like this Four of Disc is just, it's not only a representation of your power, but it's also like your authority, your just your fire, and your willingness to keep pushing forward no matter what. I'm I'm really, really excited to see what's going to come, because I feel that you're in such a good place right now. And it's almost like, if this was it, like, okay, it would, it's not so bad. Like, you can set up camp here, and you'll be good, but you know that there's more. Like, you just know there's so much more. So, Sagittarius, let's see what it is that you are going to be laying down to make room for what is next. Because you've made some sacrifices. Like, you've done you've done you've done some sacred exchanges in the past. You've made room. Like, there's things that you needed to set aside in order for this next chapter to to take place. All right, here we go. This is interesting. These are actually really good positive cards, but let's see what Spirit has to say about why we need to give these up. We have the World, the Two of Wands, which is interesting. He is holding the world. And we have the Star. Okay, so with the World, immediately when I saw it, for some reason, I just thought of people pleasing again. So there's a part of you that is you're still concerned about what others think. And here's the thing. I think one of the reasons why this might still be, a thing, is because it's not necessarily that you shouldn't care about what, at all about what other people think. Because in your situation, in your case, you might be starting something that involves other people. You might be starting something that requires other people's opinions, or I don't know, like, I see you working on something that has a lot of hands involved. So to say, who cares what anybody else thinks, I think might not necessarily apply. However, what I'm seeing is that you're not meant to take everybody else's opinion and make it your own, meaning it doesn't necessarily need to affect what you are doing. You can take it with a grain of salt. You can take other people's opinions or insight or ideas, and just, you know take them into consideration. However, they don't need to necessarily manipulate what you're doing. And it's always good to, to ask people for advice when you need it. It's always good to ask for input, ask for insight, but I want you to be very aware of who you're asking, and make sure that if you're asking someone, you know that it's someone that is going to be supporting your vision or your dream. And if they are giving you any type of criticism, make sure that it's constructive criticism, okay? That it's not someone just being negative, being someone that is just going to shut you out or just like try to discourage you from whatever it is that you're doing. Because I think what you're doing, it's very unique and it's probably something that has never been done, at least in your circle. So it might, seem a little like, well, why are you doing that? Like, why are you pursuing that? Like, why don't you just get a regular job? Like, I don't know. I mean, maybe you do have a regular job and now you're presenting a new project or, some crazy idea that has never been brought to the table before. So I feel like you're meant to take things in but not internalize them, because I do feel like you are partnering up with someone or someone's, like, I do see you working more with people, because I feel like you've kind of been a little isolated, a little closed off to the world. You maybe have been in like hermit mode, this last season, especially during this eclipse season. I do see a lot of Sagittarius were very just like, I need to process this. I need to deal with this on my own. Like, I know that's happened to a lot of fire signs for some reason, where they kind of went hermit and now they're coming out. And it's interesting because usually during fall season, people tend to go into hibernation and they tend to like start getting ready to like, let's go indoors, let's spend more time behind closed doors. Um, I actually see Sagittarius, but a lot of fire signs doing the complete opposite. Like they're starting to step out. And I think that's for a reason. Like your fire is getting brighter and brighter, and it's just igniting something that you never thought was going to happen. And it's happening. Okay, so with the star, all right. So the star, I feel like I think it goes along with what I just said, as when I see the star, I see someone that is looking within. I see someone, when there's stars, usually the moon's out. Okay, so I know the moon's not necessarily here on the table, but I think of a lot of shadow work. But it's interesting because the star actually looks like it's out in the day, right? So I think your star is here to show you that it is time to step out. Okay, so it is time to go outside of your norm and start to, ask for help, start to, maybe learn from others, gain some insight. I see you. I don't know if you're meant to have like a mentor or like be involved with people that are in very high positions. And I feel like the star is here to like show you like, don't be afraid to speak up. So you, I mean, I know, and this is in the position of like something that you're going to be giving up, but I guess what I'm getting from this star is that it's not the time to be alone. Like this isn't the time to be on your own and trying to figure things out on your own. Like I see you going out and asking questions, going out and asking people that have done what you are trying to do before. Maybe not, because again, what you're doing is very unique, but at least someone that is in a similar, type of profession, or just the type of thing that you're trying to do. Like find someone that, and it could be someone even that's like online. Like maybe you're trying to start a YouTube channel and then you see someone that does something that you're just like, oh, like I want to do something similar to that. Obviously, bring your own unique, traits and your own unique twist to it. But you can always reach out and just like, hey, how did you get started? Or what you like. I don't know. Just ask questions. Like, don't be afraid to step outside the box. So with the star, I'm seeing you getting yourself out of isolation and stepping out into the world. Um, it's interesting because these three individuals are alone. So I definitely think that it's not the time for you to be alone. It is not the time for you to sit there and overthink. It's if you have questions, it's time to ask them. That's what I'm sensing. So let's seal your reading with this empowerment card. Um, I will say this reading's a little different than what I did uh, a couple of days ago, and I'm really feeling this reading for you because I feel like there was a reason why that camera shut off. Not that that reading wasn't good, but I kind of feel that it's a lot that you already knew, and we needed a little bit more insight. So hey, things happen, right? Like, and maybe that's the message. Like sometimes you're doing something and you're like, you think that's done and it's complete and you're just like, oh my God, like that was great. And then you look and it's like, nope, you missed half of the project or something happened where something got deleted. Like, anything can happen. What do? You just quit? You just give up? Like, no, you try again. And maybe the next time you do it, it's going to be better. So we got two cards for you. So internal garden. This one says, I take the time to tend my internal garden. I spend intentional time in meditation and self care to cultivate my soul. Within myself, I grow the fruit I eat for substance. That's beautiful. So, yes, I think especially in this season where you're going to be out around a lot of people and just be a social butterfly, just like this beautiful butterfly, and self care is going to be very important. So I think Sagittarius, you are someone that tends to just give and give and give until your flame is just completely out. Burnout is not, this is not going to be part of this plan. Okay. So self care is going to be very, very important. And then the next one is the power of yang. I am in control of my future. I am a person who takes action with intention. Yes, this whole reading has been about taking action with intention, being intentional with, everything that you do, with the questions that you ask. 100%. I endure difficulty and strength, knowing that the results of perseverance is success. Like the sun, I radiate confidence as success is pulled into my orbit. I will be victorious based on my merit, not the whims of chance. Yes. Okay. So I hope you understood what I said. Maybe you're gonna have to rewind and re-listen to this. But this next chapter, and I think this is why these three are here in the things that you're gonna have to give up, because these three individuals are by themselves. Like you got to step out. You got to step out into the world and not be in this little cocoon that you've been in for so long. You got to not make sure we're not internalizing other people's opinions, and it's time to get out there. Let your star shine, not just in the night but in the day. All right. A lot of this is going to take a lot of work, and like I said in the beginning of your reading, I feel like you know this already. Like you're just like, you know what? I've had some good practice. I did some really hard work, the last year and the beginning of 2025. Like you've been killing it. You've been killing it. And I think you know what this is possibly going to cost you, and you're not afraid to pay the piper. Like you're really not. And I really admire that, Sagittarius, because I know that you've already lost a lot. I feel that you've lost a lot, and you feel like you're willing to lay out another sacred exchange for the ultimate big picture, right? And I know that takes a lot. It takes a lot. It takes a lot of courage. So thank you so much, Sagittarius. I hope this spoke to you. And if it has, please like and share. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.